Actually, it started whenever I was a young child. I would go to my grandparents' farm, I guess that you would call it, and I grew up eating only things from the garden. I didn't even know vegetables existed in a can till I was a teenager. And in fact, I was in the grocery store the first time when I was about 13, and I was like, Mom, do you know vegetables grow in actually come in a can? And I had no idea because I was used to picking everything from the garden. I'd go to my grandmother's house, and she made her own bread, and she, killed her own beef. And a lot of times she would actually even make her own cheese. To this day, she still makes her own sauerkraut that sits behind my grandfather's chair. So that's how I developed a passion for really artisanal types of groceries and quality products, because that's the way that I was used to eating. And since I was used to eating that way, that's the way that I learned to cook, and that's how I feed my clients today. One of the reasons I accepted the invitation is it kind of is like Texas wines, because Texas has so many amazing people in it that produce everything from cheese to wine to the farmers are here to there's so many different industries that's here. And if you know anything about Texas, it's a country in and of itself. And I just like the fact that someone is finally talking about all the cool stuff that Texas has to offer. And I like keeping everything here as well instead of going outside for the ingredients that I need. I think the reason that we are so interested in cooking with it is because there's several different reasons. One is we do like to keep things closer to home, and we like to support everyone in this community as well as Texas. But whenever you keep things closer to home and things are made from kind of a quote unquote artist, because people that do make Texas cheese and different things from here are artists. There's such a love and a passion that goes into that food that you can actually taste, and your clients can actually taste it, as opposed to getting cheese from, off the grocery store shelf that you don't even know where it came from. That's the reason that I like to use it. As far as a trend, I don't think it's a trend. I think it's pretty much here to stay, because everyone needs, especially in today's economy and times, everyone needs a sense of community and belonging, and that's kind of something that ties us all together if we can use each other's products. Especially if you can meet the artist or the producer face to face. It makes a huge difference. Huge difference. It absolutely does. Um, One of the reasons that pure food sells is because I've seen it time and time again in my business. I'll have clients that their children will have a whole laundry list of, I don't like this and I don't like that, I don't like vegetables and I don't like this. But whenever they taste pure food, something that doesn't have preservatives in it, something that doesn't have chemicals in it, for the first time they're actually tasting food. And they actually end up liking a lot of vegetables and a lot of things that we actually prepare them. And like I said, cheese and the artisanal products are exactly that. There's no junk in it. So they actually taste the food, their palates will change. I do several different classes. The majority of my business is based upon special needs and medically necessary diets. So, not only do I do private in home classes for my clients that either have special dietary needs or just want to learn to eat better or healthier, I also teach classes at Market Street. And most of those classes include different things like gluten free, dairy free, soy free, egg free. Just kind of depends on what they need with those classes. Normally, what they say about the classes is they're so grateful that there's somebody out there that's actually addressing the special dietary needs world, or what the proper version of healthy is, because everyone has a different version of healthy. Clients call me and say, I want to eat healthy. Okay, well, what's your version of healthy? What my company is Savor Culinary Services, and what my company does is we do personal chefing, private chefing, and small event catering. We do things a little bit differently in that we focus on special dietary needs and what I call extremely healthy eating, or the proper way that you're supposed to eat healthy. What surprises me most about being a personal chef, or whenever I go and sit down with clients, whether it's a catering client, a cooking class client, or even if I'm doing something called culinary consulting, where I help these clients that are diagnosed with medically necessary diets, or even just want to eat healthy. And I kind of help walk them through that, whether we go on a grocery store tour, or we clean out their pantry, or do we do a cooking class in their home. What surprises me most of the time about that is people just don't realize what's in their food. They think one way is eating healthy, but then I start showing them the ingredients that's actually in their food, and they are just absolutely blown away that they're not eating clean when they thought they were eating clean. It's such an education for them. I do. I cook with, my favorite actually is the goat cheese from Lottie Da Dairy, and their blue cheese is just phenomenal. But one of the reasons I like to cook, especially with goat cheese and sheep cheese, is because a lot of people have allergies to regular cow's milk or cow cheese, and a lot of times that's a safe alternative to them. I like to use a lot of, whenever I do use different cheeses from Texas, I prefer to use the raw cow's cheese, because people have less of an intolerance to that, as opposed to something you would buy off the shelf from, one of the big producers. Our bodies are able to tolerate the unpasteurized cheeses, and especially, like I said, the alternative, whether it be goat or manchego.